Hi, this is Simone de Haas, the Speakers Director, coming to you live at 5. And today I'm sharing in my 5 tips in 5 minutes, I'm sharing some tips around storytelling. So let's get straight into it. First of all, I thought I would share with you the 3 stories that you must share for your business. Now, why do we share story in the first place? Well, story is something that connects us heart to heart. You know, we're living now in the connection economy. We want to create more and connect more deeply with each other. And the way that we can do that is by sharing a story. And whether it's a personal story or a business story, it creates a heart-to-heart connection. So what kind of story should you be sharing in your business? I'm talking really fast because I want to get these 5 tips out in 5 minutes. So what story should you be sharing in your business? Let's start with the first one. The first one is the About Me story, or rather the About You story. This is the kind of story that you might have, and it's the About Me page on your website or on your Facebook page, wherever you have it, can be your LinkedIn profile, those kinds of places. The About Me story is where you connect most authentically, or rather, not necessarily most, it's where you connect authentically with yourself and your message. So the first story that you should be sharing is all around authenticity. It's about the About Me page. So that's the first one. The second one is Why Me? So when you share the Why Me story, that's about, well, why should you connect with me? So that's the one that connects you to your audience. So the first bit is about me. That's about building the authentic profile. Then the second one is about building credibility. Why me? Why at this moment in time should you connect with me? You know, and that's really important for your audience to get an understanding of what is it about you that attracts them. So this is about the credibility story. What is it about you? Maybe your credibility shows up in the way that you speak, or the programs and products and services that you share. Maybe it's in the way that you help your clients strategize their stories. I just had a very brief conversation with someone in a Facebook group about exactly that. So being able to share why me? What is it that I do that's different to someone else who might be the same, offer the same kind of thing, whether it's executive coaching? What is it that I do? Where's my credibility factor that puts me that helps me rise to the top, or helps you rise to the top? So the second story, the Why Me, is the one that creates the most credibility in the eyes of your audience. The third one is Why Them? Now, this is not about you. Makes a change, doesn't it? This is the story that's about your audience. This is the story that helps your audience understand what's in it for them. So those kinds of stories are the ones that create trust. So as you can see, there are 3, the acronym for this is the word ACT. Really, really easy for you to remember. Authenticity, credibility, and trust. So they are the first 3 tips. So the trust story is about helping your audience understand what's in it for them. And when they get a sense of that, they'll begin to understand what it is that you do can help them. So this is where you might share case studies, you might share information about other clients that you've worked with, where you've helped them strategize their business, you've helped them through your coaching, or if you've helped them through your products and services, you've helped them live a better life, you've helped them maximize their potential, whatever it might be for you and your business. So this is where you share that part of the story. So the ACT of business story: authenticity, credibility, and trust. And then the next tip is, how do you start a story? So I spoke about speech starters in one of my recent Facebook Lives, and you can do the same for your story starters. So story starters can be something similar, where you talk about you take them back in time and you show them where you were, and you take them to a future place of, this is where I ended up and this is what I did in between. So that story structure structure that I'm talking about is essentially a beginning, a middle, and an end. Please don't forget the bit in the middle. That's actually the important part. So you might have had a challenge, you have an outcome, and you want to actually provide your audience with some idea about what you did to get from the beginning and got to that solution. So it's not just about focusing on the solution, it's about sharing what's in the middle, okay, so that they understand where you came from, how you got there, and how that might work for them. So that's essentially the why them story as well. So that connects into the third story. Wow, getting all of these tips out in 5 minutes, I'm probably not doing too well. It's all right. I'm just going to keep talking until I've finished. All right. So the final thing is that I want to share with you, and this is a bit of fun. So there are probably, it's considered that there are probably only 7 different kind of plots for stories. So I want you to have a think about, how do your stories, your personal story and your business story, how do they fit into one of these 7 different plots? So my final speaking tip is for you to consider how your personal story and or your business story might fit into one of these plots. And these plots are things the following. So the first one of these is overcoming the monster. So whatever that monster might have been for you in your personal story or your business story, overcoming the monster is one of the plots. Rags to riches is another plot that you can use to share with your audience. You know, I can remember working with a client, if I might just diverge into a very quick story. I remember working with a client who constantly woke up in terror because she was $250,000 in debt, and she was so stressed and anxious about this, she didn't know what to do. So hers was a rags to riches, because she now runs an incredibly successful multi-million-dollar business, but that was where she was. So rags to riches. The third plot, the third type of basic plot is the quest. So knowing that there was something out there that you really wanted to grab hold of and not knowing what it was. So the quest might be your personal story. The voyage and return, going out. So this is very much like the hero's journey of Joseph Campbell, going out to discover something, coming back. The prodigal son is a perfect voyage and return type of plot. The 6th one is a tragedy. So the tragedy, there's been a tragic event in your life. Maybe you've lost a loved one, and a lot of your personal story then hinges on that, and how you have come back from that, or what tools did you use to actually help you with that. The final is the rebirth, what I call the crucible story. So think of the phoenix, rising from the ashes. So that's another basic plot. So very quickly, overcoming the monster, rags to riches, the quest, voyage and return, comedy, tragedy, and rebirth. And that's me done. Live at 5 with Simone de Haas, the Speakers Director. I hope you've had fun and enjoyed my 5, 10, however many speaking tips I managed to cram into these few minutes with you. Thanks for watching. It's been great to have your company. Bye for now.